सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्द्रव्यत्व निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः।
So we are seeing the section where the answers to the objections regarding the subject matter of this text, that is Jiva Brahma Aikyam, are given. And the first answer is given to the objection which was raised by the Purva Pakshi, that the Sakshi which is different from Jiva is not there at all. Means if there is somebody who is a Sakshi, it is same as Jiva. That is what the Purva Pakshi wanted to say. And here, by showing the Swarupa, means the nature of the Sakshi, which is different from the nature of the Jiva, it is shown that there is a Sakshi which is apart or different from the Jiva. So then, it was the Sangraha Vakyam was given as Upahitasya Chaitanyasya Sakshitvad. Yes, since the conditioned consciousness is called Sakshi. And now this is elaborated. And from the next sentence, the difference between Jiva and Sakshi is given. And in this paragraph, the difference is given from two different standpoints. Means the Visheshana angle and the Upadhi angle. So first, regarding the Visheshana standpoint is described. It is said, Kartrutva Bhoktruttvadi Rupa Samsari Visheshananam Yaha Visheshyamshaha Saha Eva Sakshi Iti Uchyate. So, for the adjectives of the samsari, of the bound person, and the adjectives which are in the form of doership, enjoyership, and knowership, whatever is the substantive part, whatever is the Visheshya, that Visheshya substantive part alone is called Sakshi. And if this kind of definition is not accepted, then what will be the defect? Means Vipakshe Padhakam is told in the next sentence. Tadrisha Sakshi Nishedhe Samsarinaha Visheshyamshapalape Kartru Bhoktru Swarupa Samsari Nishedha Eva Paryavasyed. So it is said that when there is negation of such a Sakshi, means the Sakshi which is Visheshyamsha, then there would be negation of the Visheshyamsha of the Samsari. And here the Samsari means the Jiva is the Vishishta. So when the Visheshya of the Vishishta is negated, then what will happen? Then there would be culmination into the negation of the Samsari, which is having the nature of being Karta and Bhokta. So what is said here is that the Jiva is the Vishishta and the Sakshi is the Visheshya. And when the Visheshya is negated, then the Vishishta also will stand negated. And the Vishishta, that is Jiva, is accepted by everybody. And therefore, since the Vishishta cannot be negated, therefore this Visheshya also is not negated, and there is Sakshi which is different from the Jiva.
Visheshya is Sakshi.
Yeah. So the Visheshya, which is Sakshi, is different from the Jiva. And now, having told the difference from one standpoint, now from another standpoint, the difference is told. Ekasya eva chaitanyasya sakshitve vivakshite antakaranam upadhihi bhavati. So when there is intention of one consciousness alone to be conveyed as the sakshi, the witness, then the antakaranam, the inner instrument, the mind, becomes upadhi, adjunct. तस्य एव कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्व विशिष्ट जीवत्वे विवक्षिते अंतःकरणं विशेषणं च भवति. And of that chaitanyam alone, means of that consciousness alone, when there is intention of it to be conveyed as the jiva, which is endowed with doership and enjoyership, then at that time the antakaranam mind becomes Visheshana. So by this the difference is told that in case of Sakshi, the Antakaranam is the Upadhi, and in case of the Jiva, the Antakaranam is the Visheshana. Thus, based on this also the difference between Sakshi and Jiva is told. And what is that which is endowed with Visheshana and what is that which is endowed with Upadhi is told. विशेषणेन युक्तं विशिष्टम् उपाधिना युक्तं उपहितम् इति च उच्यते. So the one who is endowed with the adjective is called the qualified entity, and the one who is endowed with the adjunct is called upahitam, the adjuncted entity. So thus by this in this manner, the difference between Sakshi and Jiva was said. And what the Purva Pakshi was saying, that there is no Sakshi different from Jiva, that is negated. Means there is a Sakshi which is different from Jiva.
In terms of Lakshana.
Yes. And yes, in terms of Lakshana. And since Lakshana Bheda is there, therefore Lakshya Bheda is also there. And now in this next paragraph, what is the definition of Upadhi is first described, and then it is shown that how this Antakaranam is the Upadhi for this Sakshi. So, and the definition is given in Vedanta Paribhasha. Karyananvayitve sati vidyamanatve sati vyavartakaha upadhihi. So here it is said that Upadhi has got three conditions. So the first condition is Upadhi is Vyavartakaha, the distinguisher. And also it is Vidyamana, it is present. Means it is there while doing the distinguishing of the distinguished entity. And it is Karyananvayitva, means it is not inherently attached to the karya. And here we saw the first that karya means that which is to be distinguished. And we also saw that in that Vedanta Paribhasha, karya is given the meaning as avachedyatvena anvaya yogyaha, means that which is fit to be connected as avachedya. What is avachedya? Avachedya means that which is to be distinguished.
This is not there in Mulam, it is in the commentary.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't make difference for most of the people.
Yes.
That's for our understanding. Hey, people are not going to say Vedanta Paribhasha also and take us, but for our understanding.
So, and so the definition of Upadhi contains these three aspects. And if we see the example of red flower and the crystal, then we can apply this definition here. The red flower is called the Upadhi of the crystal. Why? Because it is Vyavartaka. It distinguishes the crystal from other crystals. And it is Vidyamana. It is present. and that too it is present nearby in proximity. And
Nearby, this is not the Vivakshita.
yes,
Nearby is there.
yes, and it is karyananvaita, means it is not inherently connected to the crystal, means the nature of crystal does not include that redness. Thus,
Or does not include the power.
so thus the red flower becomes the upadhi for this crystal. And here the Tippanikara also explains this definition of upadhi. And the Tippanikara says, whatever first thing distinguishes the second thing which is present near itself.
Now I understand why near. You are right. In the Moolam it is not there, but in Tika you are, but it is there.
But by itself, the first thing is not connected with that second thing. Then that first thing is called the upadhi.
Good, first second.
And now the Granthakara gives the example based on the Nyaya philosophy. So it is said, Yatha Nyayamate Karnagolakaantargatah Akashah Shrotrendriyam iti Uchyate. So just as in the Nyaya philosophy, the space which is obtaining in the physical ear is called as Shrotrendriya, the organ of hearing. And why is it so? For that the explanation is given. And the explanation is given in the form of pratignya, hetu and nigamana. So the pratignya is done. Tatra karnagolakam shrotrasya upadhihi. Tatra means in that nyaya mata, the physical ear is the adjunct of the organ of hearing. Why is it so? Yataha karnagolakam swavachinnam akasham श्रोत्रेन्द्रियत्वेन बोधयित्वा स्वयं तेन असंबद्धं भवति. So here the Granthakara does the application of the definition of upadhi with respect to this karnagolakam and shrotrendriya. So it is said, because the physical ear having revealed the space which is conditioned by itself as the organ of hearing, itself is not connected with that space. Tasmat karnagolakam shrotrasya upadhihi. Therefore, since the definition is applied in case of karnagolakam and shrotrendriya, therefore the physical ear is the upadhi of shrotra. And here in this application of definition, the swavachinnam akasham shrotrendriyatvena bodhayitva refers to the vyavartaka nature of karnagolaka, and the swayam tena asambaddham refers to the karyananvayitva nature of the karnagolaka. Somebody, how will we see the vidyamanatva from this?
Vidyamanam implied because is Shrotrendriyatvena bodhayitva. Bodhanam is possible when Vidyamanatvam is there. So we have to understand. The Vidyamanatvam remains implied.
Can we say bhavati? Bhavati. Can
Which one?
bhavati?
Technically you are right.
So the bhavati refers to the vidyamanatva nature of the upadhi.
Kuch to mila na.
And now the Granthakara talks in terms of the Dashtanta, having given the Drashtanta. Evam antakaranam api sopahitam chaitanyam sakshitvena bodhayitva swayam tena asambaddham vartate. Similarly, even the antakaranam, inner instrument, having revealed the consciousness which is conditioned by itself, as the Sakshi, as the witness. By itself, the Antakaranam remains non-connected with that Chaitanyam. So thus, in the case of Dashtanta also the application of the definition was done. Tasmad. Since in case of Dashtanta also between Antakaranam and the Chaitanya, the definition of Upadhi is applied successfully. Therefore,
in Sanskrit we can say Upadhi Lakshana Samanvayat. Samanvayat is application here.
Therefore, Antakaranam Sakshinaha Upadhihi iti, and we can connect it to Siddhyati. Therefore, the inner instrument is established as the Upadhi of the Sakshi, and Antakaranastha Chaitanya Matram Sakshi iti cha Siddhyati, and the Sakshi is only the Chaitanyam obtaining in the Antakaranam. This, in this manner also it is established.
So here, the distinct nature of Sakshi is presented from two angles. One is Visheshana angle, one is Upadhi angle. If Visheshana angle if we see, then Visheshyamsha is Sakshi. Visheshananam yo Visheshyamsaha saeva Sakshi. Like a person is wearing a shirt. Shirt is a Visheshana and Visheshyamsa is the person. Similarly for Visheshanas, yo Visheshyamshaha saeva Sakshi. The substantive for the adjectives of the samsari, which is Vishishta, is Sakshi. And if Visheshya is not accepted, if Sakshi is not accepted, it amounts to not accepting Visheshya. And without Visheshya, Vishishta cannot be there. And therefore, Sakshi, which is Visheshya Amsha, has to be accepted. Ekasya eva Chaitanyasya, and then this is first definition of Sakshi. What is Sakshi? Sakshi is the Visheshya Amsha of the Visheshanas of Samsari Jiva. And what is another way of looking at Sakshi? Upahita, Antakarana Upahitaha Sakshi. So that which is adjuncted by Antakarana is Sakshi. And that was explained. Ekasya eva Chaitanyasya Sakshitve Vivakshite Antakarana Upadhi Bhavati. When consciousness is to be conveyed as Sakshi, then Antakarana has got the status of Upadhi. And Tasyeva Kartrutva Bhoktrutva Vishishta Jivatve Vivakshite Antakaranam Visheshanam Cha Bhavati. Then when that same consciousness is to be conveyed as the Kartrutva Bhoktrutva Vishishta Jiva, then Antakarana is Visheshana. Because then only Vishishtatva will come. So when Antakarana is Visheshana, then Chaitanyam will be referred to as the Vishishta Jiva, and this Antakarana is Visheshana and Jiva is Vishishta. And Antakarana is Upadhi when this Chaitanyam is to be conveyed as Sakshi. It means that really speaking there is no difference in Antakarana or no difference in consciousness. Only the difference in way of looking at it. Therefore, you don't become Sakshi. Chaitanyam does not become Sakshi, or Chaitanya really does not become Jiva. Chaitanyam is looked upon as Sakshi when Antakarana is seen as Upadhi. Chaitanyam is looked upon as the Jiva when Antakaranam is looked upon as Visheshanas. That's what yesterday we saw that if you are including the Antakarana in your understanding of yourself, then you are looking upon yourself as Jiva. When you are excluding Antakarana in your understanding of yourself, you are seeing yourself as Sakshi. When I say I am the witness of Antakarana or I am aware of Antakarana, Antakarana has Sukha Dukkha, I don't have Sukha Dukkha, then you are seeing yourself as Sakshi. I am aware of the disturbed mind, then the meaning of I is Sakshi. When you say I am disturbed, then the meaning of I is Jiva. And this is not a just technical difference. It makes the difference between samsara and freedom. When I see myself as Jiva, I am samsari. My title is samsari. When I see myself to be Sakshi, I am mukta. Alright. So Visheshana yuktam, Vishishtam upadhina yuktam, upahitam, that also we saw. Then Karyananvaitve sati, Vidyamanatve sati, Vyavartaka upadhi. And Visheshana will be defined as Karyanvaitve sati, Vidyamanatve sati, Vyavartakam Visheshana. That will be the definition of Visheshana. And in Upadhi and Visheshana, difference is only this much. That one is Karyananvaitva, Karyananvai, another is Anvai. Anvai means associated, thoroughly associated. So when Avachedya, the thing to be distinguished, is thoroughly associated with a given factor, the distinguishing factor, and it is present, distinguishing that entity, second entity, from all other entities, then that the first entity, which is distinguishing entity, is called Visheshana. So when the first entity is distinguishing the second entity while remaining thoroughly attached to the second entity and is present, then it is called Visheshana. The first entity is called Visheshana. And in the Upadhi also, Vidyamanatva and Vyavartakatva common. Only Karyananvaitva and Karyanvaitva, that alone is different. And Vidyamanatva has got significance because there is one more factor which is talked about, which is not given here, is Upalakshana. The Upalakshana definition is Karyananvaitve sati, Avidyamanatve sati, Vyavartakaha upadhi. Achha, Vyavartaka hi upalakshanam, not upadhi, upalakshanam. Upalakshanam is indicator. Like a person who was wearing yellow shirt yesterday, and that becomes the indicator of the person now. He is the person who was wearing yellow shirt yesterday. So Karyananvai is there, Karyananvaitva is there, because now it is never associated. Inherently it was not attached. Right now it is not present also. And still Vyavartaka from others. Or we say he is a former Prime Minister. So Prime Ministership is what? Upalakshana. Why? Because it is not Anvai, it is not inherently connected, it is not present also. Still Vyavartaka, because everybody is not former Prime Minister. Isn't it? Everybody doesn't get. Former Prime Minister have got a lot of perks. They also get a lot of this pension and security and the office and all. These governors and all, they get one secretary. The president, former president, they have special bungalow and they will have some secretary. I don't know, afterwards also they require secretary. So they get secretary salary. I mean, they get the salary for hiring a secretary. All this. So, prime ministership is what? For that person is Upalakshana. Is it clear? So now Vidyamanatva is also not there in Upalakshana. Alright. So Karyananvaitve sati Avidyamanatve sati Vyavartakaha is Upalakshana. Alright. Now we will see the Lakshanam of Jiva. Jiva Swarupam is talked about. And we saw yesterday that Karna Golaka is the Upadhi for Akasha Rupa Shrotrindriya. And therefore the Karna Golaka is called Upadhi. The Karna Golaka is called Upadhi because it is Swavachinnam Akasham Shrotrindriyatvena Bodhaitva Swayam Tena Asambaddham Bhavati. Therefore it is Upadhi. Upadhi, therefore Upadhi is that. So it was a slip of tongue. Similarly, Antakaranam Swopahita Chaitanyam Sakshitvena Bodhayitva. Means what? Because of Antakarana being there, Chaitanyam gets the status of Sakshi. That is the meaning of Sakshitvena Bodhayitva. Means it contributes for Chaitanyam to get the status of Sakshi. In that sense, Bodhayitva. Swayam Tena Asambaddham Vartate. But the Antakarana remains unassociated with the Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam is Asanga. So, Asambaddham Bhavati. And in understanding also is Asambaddham Vartate. Then Antakaranam is Upadhi. Alright. Now, the final it was said Antakaranastha Chaitanya Matram Sakshi. Antakaranam is Upadhi and Antakaranastha Chaitanyam is Sakshi. That was concluded. So what we understood from this paragraph? Sakshi can be distinguished from Jiva in two ways. One is Sakshi is the Visheshya Amsha of Vishishta Jivaha. So Jiva is Vishishtaha and Sakshi is Visheshyaha. Therefore, Lakshana Bhedaha. Second way of showing the distinction between the Jiva and Sakshi is Jiva is Antakarana Vishishta Chaitanyam, whereas the Sakshi is Antakarana Upahitam Chaitanyam. And therefore don't say Nacha Vachyam, what? That Jivad Vyatiriktam Sakshi eva nasti iti Nacha Vachyam. That's what Purvapakshi had told, no? That Kartrutva Bhoktrutva Dharma Vishishta Jiva Danya Sakshi Vandhya Sunu Samatvat Nasti. You are told like this? कभी बोलना नहीं अभी नच वाच्यम. Two reasons आपको दे दिया है. Okay. Now, Sakshi Swarupam is explained. Sakshi is what? Visheshyamshaha Sakshi and Upahita, Antakarana Upahita Swarupa Sakshi. Or Antakarana Upahita Rupam, Antakarana Upahita Rupaha Sakshi. Antakarana Upahita Sakshi. Or Antakarana Upahita Rupaha Sakshi. Now Jiva Swarupam is talked about. And what is the Jiva Swarupam? Antakarana Vishishtam Chaitanyam Jivaha. That is going to be the explanation. The consciousness for which Antakarana is an adjective is called Jivaha. So when Mr. Gujral, he was a prime minister, but it is not that he was popularly selected and all. It's because of some circumstances he became. So he told very nicely. He says, I am very loosely sitting on the prime minister's chair. Tightly नहीं बैठता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे मालूम है कब पे गिरता. So similarly, when Antakaranam is loosely sitting on Chaitanya, कोई लोग in UP there was one chief minister. Somehow he managed to be chief minister, but he could not get the majority. First he claimed and he thought he will get and somehow he became. But afterwards, from whomsoever he was expecting support, he did not get. But he was not ready to leave the chief minister post. So he went to the chief minister the room and he sit there and was not ready to go. Tightly sit. उसको जबरदस्ती निकालना पड़ा. So that's how. So when everything in the world should be loosely sitting, or we should sit on it very loosely. Keep it as upadhi. Don't make it as a visheshana. So if you make visheshana, means the Guruji makes the disciples as visheshana, then what? Tension. Upadhi, then no problem. Father making these children as the visheshana, problem. Because what? If children doing well, we will be elated. Children not doing well, depressed. Don't make visheshana. Make it as what? Upadhi. I am known as the father of this person. That's all. My children is doing only that much job to get me the status of father. Nothing more than that. Then it is okay. But more than that, the upadhi you keep, you are free from upadhi. Upadhi has got one meaning, trouble also. So I am telling that meaning. And jiva vishishta means you are including the qualities of visheshana into yourself. So jiva is that. So karyanvaitve sati vidyamanatve sati vyavartakam visheshanam. Any factor which is vyavartaka, distinguisher, being karyanvai, being connected, closely connected with the thing to be distinguished. So a factor which is the distinguisher of something else, the second thing. The first thing which is the distinguisher of the second thing, and it is not inherently connected to the second thing, inherently connected to the second thing, karyanvai. Upadhi ka thoda jor aa. So karyanvai means inherently connected to the second thing, means the thing to be distinguished. Here karya means the thing to be distinguished, and vidyaman, present. So a factor which is distinguishing a given thing, it is inherently closely connected to the given thing and it is present. That factor is called visheshanam, adjective, qualification, qualifying factor. For example, kundali agataha. He gives the example. Yatha, just as kundali agataha iti atra kundalam visheshanam. When we say kundali has got the meaning person who has got kundala, earring. Kundalam asti yasya saha kundali. Which samasa?
No
Ini pratyaya, yes. Kundalin shabda is there. Kundali means ear-ringed. In fact, English translation will be ear-ringed person. Ear-ringed has come. In this context, iti atra, kundalam visheshanam. Kundalam is, earring is an adjective. See, really speaking, kundalam is not intrinsically connected. But in this Kundali agataha, when you say, you are referring the kundalam as Vishesha. Why is it so? He explains. Svavishishtasya eva purushasya agamana kriya kartrutvena bodhakatvat. Because this kundala is revealing whom? This purusha, a person. What type of person? Svavishishtasya eva, who is endowed with oneself. Here Swa refers to kundala. Because kundala, of course, with agata vakya, agata shabda, is revealing Svavishishtasya eva purushasya, is revealing the person, only that person who is endowed with oneself. Oneself is kundala. As what? Agamana kriya kartrutvena, as the agent of the act of coming. Means kundala is revealing the person as the agent of coming only on the part of the person who is Svavishishta, who is endowed with oneself. Means what? When we say Kundali Agataha, that time if a person is not wearing Kundala, we will not say Kundali Agataha. So Kundala is giving the status to the person as Kundali, who alone is the agent of this coming, arrival. And this particular part is showing the Karyanvaitva aspect of the definition. Vidyamanatva, of course, is there, but primarily Karyanvaitva. Svavishishtasya eva bodhaka, revealer. And revealer has got the idea of distinguishers also. Because revealing something is particularizing something. Parichedi karanam eva dapanam. Bodhanam. Therefore, bodhakatva is indicating what? Vyavartakatva. Vyavartakatva. And this Vyavartakatva will be possible when it is present. Svavishishta also indicates the presence also. Svavishishta and Bodhakatva, mainly Svavishishta, is indicating this Vidyamanatva also. Because Vidyaman, then only the Purusha can be Svavishishta. So Svavishishta indicates both Karyanvaitva and also Vidyamanatva. So here Kundala is the adjective for the person. Kundalam is Visheshanam. Why? Because when we say Kundali Agataha, then Kundala has to be there associated with the person. If he leaves the Kundala behind, then we don't say Kundali Agataha. Meaning that we'll say that Kundala Rahita Agataha. Because generally wears Kundal today without Kundal. So if specifically what we'll say? Kundala Rahitaha Agataha. Therefore, Visheshanam is that which is Karyanvayi. It is associated with the factor to be distinguished. Avachedyattvena Anvaya Yogya. We have seen Karya is. Avachedyattvena Anvaya Yogya. That is Karya. Alright. This is one. So in Kundali Agataha sentence, Kundalam is the Visheshana for Kundali or Purusha. Okay. Another example is given. Yathava or Neelam Ghatam Apashyam. I saw a blue pot. Iti atra. In this case, Neelavarnaha Visheshanam. Blue color is adjective. Why? Ghatasya eva. Sorry, Ghatasya iva. Neelavarnasyapi darshana kriyayam karmatvena anvayat. Karyanvayitva is showing. Why? Because there is a connection of even blue color like that of pot in act of seeing. Darshana kriyayam. So why Neelavarna is Visheshanam? Because there is connection of blue color, even blue color, like that of pot. Like that of means what? Connection of pot. Just as there is a connection of pot in the Darshana Kriya, similarly there is a connection of blue color in the Darshana Kriya. So, Ghatasya eva Neelavarnasya api Darshana Kriyayam karmatven anvayat means because like pot, even blue color has got connection as the object in act of seeing. Is it clear? So Karyanvayitva has got this message also. In fact, this idea will become more clear when we see one more definition of Karyanvayitva. Karyanvayi means Swavachedya Videyanvayitvam. Karyanvayitvam. Swavachedya Videyanvayitvam. One word. Swavachedya Videyanvayitvam Karyanvayitvam. Means what? What is Karyanvayitvam? Anvayitvam. Being connected to Videya. Something which is prescribed, predicated. To what? To what? Predicated to avachedya, the thing to be distinguished, swa, by oneself. Swavachedya videyanvayitvam karyanvayitvam. Okay, it will become more clear when we give the example. Yatha Neelam Ghatam Anaya. May you bring blue pot. Iti atra Swa is equal to Neela. Tadavachedya kaha yaha ghataha. Swam Neelam Tadavachedyaha Neelavachedyaha yaha ghataha tasmin videyam kim darsh anayanam tadanvayi Neelam. Tadanvayi Neelam tad vyavartakam cha. Ataha Neelatvam Visheshanam. Alright. Let us understand. This is in Sanskrit. Let us understand in English. Swa avachedya videya anvayi is karyanvayi. And that is the lakshanam of Visheshanam. So Visheshana is karyanvayi means what? Visheshana is connected. Connected to what? Videya. For example, when we say bring a blue pot. At that time, this blue is connected to Videya. Videya means what? Bringing. And Videya to what? Avachedya pot. And it is distinguished. Avachedya means distinguished. Distinguished by what? Blue color. So Swa means Neela, blue color. Avachedya means distinguished pot. So Swa Avachedya means the pot which is distinguished by the blue color. And regarding this blue pot, there is a predication of what? Anayanam, bringing. So Videya is what? Anayana. And with that Anayana, bringing, will blue color be connected or not? Huh? Blue color will be connected. That is called Karyanvaitva. So let us put it this way. Karyanvaitva means being connected to the action prescribed regarding the thing to be distinguished by oneself. It's called Karyanvaitva. In simpler words, if you put it, what it means is that a distinguishing factor will be called Karyanvayi if any action is prescribed regarding the distinguished factor, then this distinguishing factor also will come along with. Is it clear? When you say Neelam Ghatam Anaya, that time Anayanam is what? Videya. Videya regarding what? Avachedya. Avachedya is what? Ghata. And it is distinguished by what? Neelavarna. So Swa, Avachedya, Videya, Anayana. With Anayanam, this Neelavarna is connected. Therefore, Neelavarna will be called what? Karyanvayi. Why? Because it has got Swa, Avachedya, Videya, Anvayitva. Clear? Now, see, whether we have understood or not. If I say, the fellow who is standing in the sunlight, no, you bring him. Now, sunlight will be Karyanvayi or Ananvayi?
Ananvayi.
You understood? That's all. So, that fellow who is dark, you bring the dark fellow. So, dark color is what? Visheshanam or Upadhi?
Visheshanam.
Karyanvayi. See, Swa, Shama, Avachedya. Avachedya will be what?
Sham.
Person. Tad Videyam Kim?
Bring.
And Tad Anvayi is what?
Dark.
Therefore, the Shama Varna will be what? Swa, Avachedya, Videyanvayi. Therefore, it will be called Karyanvayi. Is it clear? Bas yahi baat hai. That is what is. Why I am using this? Because that's what he is using here. Kundali Agataha and Neelam Ghatam Apashyam. In that, when you say Apashyam Neelam Ghatam, in that my darshan Apashyam is a Videya. Videya regarding what? Ghata. Just as the Ghata has got Anvaya in seeing, referred to by Apashyam, Neelam also will have Anvaya. Is it clear? Then Neelam will have the status of being Id Visheshana. Is it clear? That's what it is. So, when it is particular quality or a factor is included when you suggest any action about it, then it is called Karyanvayi, it will become Visheshana. When not included, then it is called Upadhi. Alright. Like we say, in the example we had given, that when a person is seeing the moon, then light is the Upadhi. Light is the Upadhi. And the moon is Upahita. Why? Because when I say the moon is moving with the speed of 4,000 km per hour, around the earth it moves with that speed, 3,700 to be precise. That time, will light be moving with that speed? Light will not move. Light has got its own speed. Light will not move with that speed. Light will be there wherever it is. It will be moving in its own way. Alright. So then it will be Visheshanam. Sorry, Upadhi. Upadhi. But the Chandra Kalanka. Kalanka is there, no? Chandra Kalanka. These moon spots they call. So moon spots, they will be moving along with the moon body or not? They will be moving. Therefore, they are what? Visheshana. Is it clear? All right. Now, tatha, similarly, antakaranam kartrutva bhoktrutra vishishta jiva chaitanyasya visheshanam. Similarly, even the mind is the adjective for the chaitanyam. What type of chaitanya? Jiva chaitanyam, which is kartrutva bhoktrutva vishishta, which is endowed with the doership and enjoyership. So antakarana is what? Visheshanam for jiva chaitanya. And swavachinya, why it is visheshanam? Swavachinna chaitanye kartrutva bhoktrutva vyavharaspadattvasya bodhanat. Because antakaranam is revealing. Revealing what? Vyavharaspadatva, being the locus of the transaction. Of what? Kartrutva bhoktrutva. Doership and enjoyership. Antakaranam is revealing or contributing to the status of being the locus of the transaction of doership and enjoyership. In what? Swavachinna chaitanye. In the consciousness which is conditioned by, qualified by oneself. Alright, this is a little technical way of presenting. What it means? Antakarana is contributing to Chaitanya for becoming the basis for the transaction of expression of Kartrutva Bhoktrutva. Antakaranam is contributing to consciousness. For what? For becoming the basis, the locus of the transaction of Kartrutva Bhoktrutva. Making it further simple, Antakaranam is contributing for consciousness to have the status of being Karta Bhokta. Means, because of Antakaranam alone, consciousness gets the status of being Karta Bhokta. So, for Chaitanyam to be known as Karta Bhokta, Antakaranam is contributing. Means, in the Karta Bhokta, there is Chaitanyam also, Antakaranam also. Without Antakaranam, Chaitanyam cannot get the status of Karta Bhokta. And that which is Anvita, that which is connected in any Videya. Videya means or any predicate is called Visheshanam. So, Swa Avachinna Chaitanya. Swavachinna Chaitanya means Antakarana Avachinna Chaitanya. In that, Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, Vyavhara is what Videya. In that, Antakarana has got Anvaya. Swa Antakarana Avachinna or Avachedya Chaitanya Videya Kartrutva Bhoktrutva Vyavhara, and in that Antakarana has got Anvaya, connection. Without the reference of Antakaranam, Chaitanyam cannot be called Karta Bhokta. That is why Antakaranam is Visheshanam. When you are referring Chaitanyam as Jivaha, Samsari, Karta, Bhokta. In simple other words, Antakaranam contributes for the status of being Karta Bhokta. Because of Antakaranam, Chaitanyam gets the status of being Karta Bhokta, Jiva. So Antakarana helps, as it were, helps or whatever, dishelps or whatever. Helps is Chaitanyam to be known as, appear as Karta Bhokta. Clear? Therefore, this Chaitanyam is called, Antakaranam is called Visheshanam with reference to Jiva. And he makes one technical clarification. Tathacha Antakarana tadavachinna Chaitanyam cha ekikritya samsare iti vyapadesha. And thus, ekikritya, combining Antakaranam, the mind, and tadavachinna Chaitanyam, consciousness conditioned or qualified by that Antakaranam, having combined these two, samsari iti vyapadesha. Vyapadesha means name, title. So who is samsari? Antakarana and Chaitanyam, which is qualified, conditioned by Antakarana. That when these two are combined, means joined together, then only samsari status comes. When they are tightly connected, married relationship, that only friendship was there. Sakshi type that friendship. This is married, that is samsari vyapadesha. Ayancha uttaratra spashti kriyate. And this idea will be clarified later on. And later on means really it will come. Not that sometimes people don't know answer, they say it will be clear later on. It's not like that. In the fourth Taranga, it will be clarified. 179 avarta. See, we are telling. Page number 97, it will be clarified. Khali promise nahi de rahe. Solid promise. Because I saw it is there. Because I said that is Spashti Kriyate, Kutra Spashti Kriyate. So then I saw the index. Then I saw Jiva Swarupa there. Sangha hai Jiva hai. So really Spashti Kriyate, but by that time when we come there, we will forget that. So we will not that the promise is kept. Therefore now itself I am telling. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.